air.
The new fogger is not working.
The fogger?
The new Froggy's fogger, yeah. So the Titan 1100 got some for the haunt. Got some issues already. That's brand new.
You used to use Floyd used to have the fogger.
Yeah, we used to get the little crappy ones from Spirit or Halloween Express.
Oh, so instead of that, you instead of borrowing a shitty one, you bought a shitty one?
I've got two from the past few Halloweens that I picked up. They're cheap. They're like $20 now. But then they had this 2-year warranty on this one at the St. Louis Halloween show. And
Ggreg Chaille is the only person I know that actually keeps like warranties. I've gone through so many fucking Ggreg K-Cup makers. And I buy, and I know it's going to fucking clog up and break again, but I'm not going to fill out a fucking warranty and have a folder system.
Oh, yeah. You got it.
Chaille does.
Yeah, and they're way back. I mean, they're so far behind in production that I just got this. Like when we got home from the tour, it had arrived. It was supposed to be here in July. And we got back at the end of September. And some haunts were open at the end of September. And this is who they sell to. They sell to haunts and stuff. So yeah, David's getting back to me from Froggy's Fog, and we're going to be bogged down with fog.
All right, so Halloween, the Butcher of Black Knob, Chaille House, if you live in Bisbee. Yeah, I think it's the only thing that happens. Old Bisbee, everyone. Yeah.
There's actually a haunt in town this year. I saw the poster up at the Ace. Yeah, we'll see what's going on over there. And then Becker, I don't know, he's the wild card.
Oh, that's right. Becker's going to be here.
If he does it over there, he gets here in a couple days, and then we go immediately up to the All Things
Comedy Podcast Comedy Festival. Looking forward to it. We're doing a morning podcast, kind of. Actually, it's rolled over noon. But I thought, yeah, you know what? Maybe we just get up. I'm not sober Octobering with the Kreischer, but I was going to take this week and chill out, save it up for, I got to do 2 nights in Portland first. And you know, that fucking hurts. Well, I'm actually going up a night early. No, 2 days. I'm going up on the Saturday to do Monday, Tuesday in Portland because there's really good football this week.
You're not going to be here for football.
I know. Saints Packers. So I'd either have to watch the Saints Packers game here and then have someone drive me to the airport so I could fuck with Packers fans.
Broken Packers.
Well, I booked a ticket before I knew Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to be here, and the Saints are now a 6-point favorite. Go to betonline.ag if you want to bet with me and Brendan Walsh. They'll be a sponsor soon, but in the meantime, they've always been a sponsor of mine. Or they sponsor fucking taking my money when I make drunken bets, and the fucking Giants, the winless Giants with no receiving core, somehow lose to Denver in Denver. My lock of the week was fucking the over on it was Lions Saints, and the over was 50.5. And I think that they almost hit that by halftime. They scored 90 points in the game. And then I get drunk and fucking double down, and I bet a bunch of money on Denver to cover 13 points, and they fucking lose.
I was down to $1.70 in on my
draft?
fantasy draft.com. And you know, because people keep getting in like signing up, and then we tell them mine is Stanhope podcast, yours is yours just Stanhope? Stanhope, and then Castle Rock is Castle Rock. And you can invite us if you get the app at go to your app store and search draft. Sorry, we're going to do a commercial later.
Yeah, we'll do the commercial later.
Anyway, I was down to $1.70, and because some guy goaded me into something last weekend, and I had nothing left. I made 2 like $1 bets, and I got down to $1.70. And Monday night came through. I'm back up $33 now. I got into one with you. You invited me, and I
got into a bunch with people. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, and then I couldn't figure out, because that's what happens during football when you you're off and watching the games, you get drunk, and then I can't figure out, am I in this? And then I figured out I won shit. You were showing me I won stuff that I didn't see.
You killed me. You had 107 was your point rating, and I was at 65, and I still had.
And I didn't even know I was in the thing.
I had one running back left in the Monday night game, and I'm like, oh my god, the projection is like 4 points. It's fucking horrible. But what killed me was on week 5, I had 11 drafts going. I'm spinning plates.
I have drafts. I don't even know that it worked.
Yeah.
I was in it, and I won this. I didn't even know I was in it, and I see it tells me even on my laptop. It tells me so and so is following you or is challenging you, and I'll figure it out eventually.
We'll talk about it later.
You just showed me the list of dates we did this year, and that's only in half a year. That's mostly summer on.
6 months off. That started June 20th in West Nyack.
The problem is, and that's why I said it, it feels like we did that many dates, but I didn't think we did because we've basically been doing like 2006 kind of tours. A lot of small towns.
It is, yeah. If you look back on the website, there's past gigs, and I've been keeping that up lately, especially. And as I add things, I add like the weekend's over, I'll add 3 or 4 more dates, and I never really scrolled down to see what it looked like until the other day. I'm like,
dates.
It fucking feels like that. If our soles were old shoes, you could see our feet through the soles.
Well, now that we're hitting more major markets, when we're driving like that, you fill in the date. Why take the night off when you can play Pensacola?
Well,
you were going to stay there anyway.
There was a phone call where you thought that was a bad idea to your manager.
Yeah, sure. But now I'm flying, and I'm sure I've read why you get so much drunker when you fly. I don't remember scientifically or just because it's free drinks in first class.
That's probably more of it than anything else.
And I get there early. I just did 2 dates, but I had to fly out a day early, going to the East Coast out of a small market, Tucson. Then you got to go. I'm either going to have to stay overnight the night before in Tucson to make it on time for the gig that night, or I get a later flight the day before. Either way, it's a lost day. So I always fly out of Tucson early, stay the night before. I got to Baltimore, Magoobies. I remember I liked the club. But then I booked an early flight to beat Austin traffic, so I had to be up at 7 a.m. No, I had to be flying at 7 a.m. Baltimore is like Tucson. Bars open at 6 a.m. at the airport, so I'm off and going. Austin show was fantastic. Another standing affair.
What?
Outdoor at like 89 degrees, 600 people. And I was so resigned, but so happy to be in Austin. We've done so many standing outdoor shows. Everyone can smoke. I can't not smoke.
But that's what you said was the trade-off. Everyone was standing in the heat and standing, but they could smoke while they watched comedy and drink, and that was a trade-off.
And they're used to it. It's a music town. They go out, they go to shows, they stand, they sweat, they smoke, they drink, and it was a fucking great time. I had so much fun there. I always do. I always think, my Austin days are over. Like, I used to have 1 million friends, and I realized it's 2:30 and no one's called me. I haven't even heard from White Cotton was opening, and I haven't even heard from him. And they were there at the show. They just didn't want to bother me. We fucking loved it.
We just drove through. We saw Lulu and White Cotton. And
Lulu was there. Jack
Mikey.
and Dino was there. Little Mikey was there. We found a bar afterwards, Mugshots. It's Lulu's favorite bar. She knows everyone.
Yeah.
And we hung out and had a good time. And then I fortunately booked a 1 p.m. flight the next day because I know it's Austin. Do I want to get home in time to actually be home, or do I take the late flight at 1 p.m.? Couldn't possibly sleep through a 1 p.m. flight. I'll leave at 11. I woke up at 11:31 in the hotel. Fortunately, I'd shown up shit-faced, so nothing was unpacked. All I had to do is throw on my suit. I was out of there by 11:34. All I had to do was brush my teeth, pack my toothbrush. It's the only thing I unpacked.
Yeah.
My toothbrush, my toothpaste. Jump in a fucking cab. I was at my gate at 12:03. And that's not a quick drive to the airport. I was somehow at my fucking gate. I use Clear. I never get fucking pre-check anymore. They used to just dole that out. Where the
Clear is another vendor, and what I did it on a trial, and I thought you would make fun of me for doing it because I have TSA pre-check. It's fucking great, but the Clear you spend more money. It's a couple $100, but they don't have it in Tucson, so it didn't make sense.
Yeah, they.
But you go straight through. You put your fucking thumb on a thing, or they look at your eyeball, or you piss on something, and you go straight fucking through.
Straight through. And the TSA agent goes, hey, he looks at my ID. He goes, oh, you still live in Bisbee? He goes, I love your stuff. And like, there's sometimes getting recognized is really cool. And I can't think of a cooler place than TSA. Like when you get recognized at TSA, cause I'm always panicked. Like, did someone slip fucking Coke in my sport coat pocket last night? You're paranoid anyway when you wake up after an Austin gig, especially.
TSA, you made it big.
Bingo's here. I forget to mention Bingo's here. She'll croak in here and again. What we're going to do in a little bit, Bingo's got her advanced copy of her book. I have my advanced copy. So later on in the podcast, we're each just going to read a paragraph, a chunk, a bit of it, just to see whose audio version is going to take longer.
And suck more.
No, they clean it up in editing.
Oh, great.
But as you're doing it, you watch the guy recording you and his face drop, knowing how much work is going to go. So we're going to give him an unedited paragraph that we're going to read to see who's going to be more work. But as later on.
Okay. Point
being, that's one thing we have to figure out what to do with Kreischer. Kreischer's going to be on our podcast too at the All Things Comedy Festival. And every time Kreischer and I do a podcast, we like to do, I kind of already blew this. Well, we always do a comedy all-star tour, like pick and kickball.
Oh, you guys got a question at the end.
Which comedians, biography would you like to read that doesn't have
that doesn't
one?
Exist,
Yeah. Which comic should have a podcast that doesn't, shit like that. But I was going to maybe use this, the coolest place you've ever been recognized. But TSA is fucking great. I know there's one story, some Nashville comics or Atlanta comics that were coming back from, they were going to between Atlanta and Tennessee, and they got pulled over. And I happened to be on XM radio, or they were listening to a CD. And when the cop came up, he heard it and recognized me and let him go. Are you listening to Stanhope? That was a fucking cool one. I wasn't even there for.
That's great.
But yeah, I made my flight and more miraculously made it off the last plane because I took the long way.
Well, you need to mention that you went through, you covered all 4 time zones because you were trying to accrue more miles for your end of the year.
And that's the only way I could get the later flight was to go. The drive from Austin to Bisbee is, I think, like 15 hours.
It's at least that.
I took a 9-hour flight and then stayed over in Tucson, which is another 2 hours. If I drove from Tucson, it would have been another 2 hours. Yeah. Went from Austin to Atlanta to Salt Lake City to Tucson, and I was so unimaginably wrecked when I got off that plane. The last plane.
We got to Tucson. We were meeting you there that night to pick you up, but we were going to stay over in the hotel. Yeah. And we got to town a little bit earlier than we expected, so Chase and I we'll stop and grab some sushi, but we're like 30 minutes early. It wasn't that long. We were just going to pop in really quick. And then you call and said, hey, where are you at? And said, well, we're just, we're paying for dinner. We'll be right over. Nah, I'm fine. And then he started saying something so that someone could hear you talking to me. Like inviting someone, like talking about.
Trying to start a fight.
No, it was a party or something for the flight attendant. You wanted her, you said you fell in love, but you don't want her to know that you're buying drinks or something. You were wasted. And I'm like, oh fuck. He's saying this loud enough so that people in 2 rows on behind and in front can hear you.
Oh, okay.
It was the flight.
Hey, I just fell in love with a flight
That's it.
attendant.
Yeah,
Okay, so I was fucking with the people around me on the plane. I did give away one of my vintage Delta pins to her.
Yeah.
One flight attendant. I know that's a different flight because I remember on the middle flight, Delta is on top of the breast cancer awareness thing. And during October, they sell either pink lemonade for $2 or pink martinis for $8. And the flight attendant got on the fucking mic on that middle flight and she says, listen, and she does the whole production, but an anonymous person on the flight said they're buying pink martinis for anyone who wants one. So all that money goes to breast cancer awareness. And I'm on an aisle seat in first class and I look down the aisle and I wave, taking full credit as being the anonymous guy, stole his thunder. And then later on, I had an envelope, some door money that had been given to me, and it was like $100 more than what they raised when they announced it. Yeah. And I called her over and I said, listen, I have $740 in this envelope that I'll donate if you get on the mic and say an anonymous person has given us $740 for ass cancer awareness.
But they have to say it on the mic.
Yeah, she wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I called her bluff. I won.
Well, when you were telling me about you fell in love with the flight attendant, that's when I said, no, I'm picking you up. Because I can't believe they let you on the plane. And I know you kept drinking. I can't believe they're going to let you on the van to get to the airport or on the shuttle to get to the first hotel.
I was going to walk.
I looked at Tracy and I'm going, he's going to try and walk. We're just fucking going there. And yeah, you were so drunk that when you, and clearly, look, I mean, I'm glad you got home.
Hey, sometimes you have to give away a vintage Delta pin to a flight attendant.
You did give it away.
Dude,
no, it's the one I don't use. I have the good ones.
I know.
You walked up to the car, the van, and you had your green backpack and your bag, your roller bag that apparently didn't open the entire time you were gone. And you opened the door and you dropped your phone immediately, but you had the backpack up and I grabbed it and I put it in back. And then you look up from the phone like you were in a fucking time machine. You go, where's my bag? And I go, I got it. Where's your, garment bag? What? My bag. And you wouldn't catch it. I'm like, where's your garment bag? You asked me to get that for you before you left. I assumed you had it. You didn't. And you kept thinking your bag. And I know you were going like, where in Atlanta did I drink? Where did I leave my backpack? You couldn't fucking understand that. I grabbed it from behind the seat where Tracy was and I showed it. You go, how the fuck did you get my bag? Cause I just pulled up. It was like this fucking David Blaine fucking moment. Is this the bag you're looking for?
I'm actually not even going to read these because some of these might be, I come off flights like that with notes on the back of boarding passes and on cocktail napkins of shit I swear is gonna be fucking great material.
What?
And it's never. A few times I've hit pay dirt.
You said that, and I'm curious because when I'm on a flight, I'm forced to like not be distracted by certain things, especially when you couldn't get on your phone at all, and you do get in like a stream of consciousness where you start thinking weird things and then you keep
Same
drinking.
as driving.
Yes.
If you drive long distance where you don't have to pay attention to traffic, just, single.
Or that monotony or anywhere from Bisbee for the first 8 hours going any direction is just fertile ground. Yeah. And I just wonder what that is. The monotony or not having a distraction.
The difference is you don't have to drive, so you can sit there and ring for another drink, call button, ding. I'm in a deep thought.
Yeah.
Get my marker. But I cut this out. And then I couldn't even figure out why. And then I read it. And this is from the New York Times. It says, ex-soccer star and vice president lead in Liberia presidential vote. And as I'm reading this, it says, some former soccer star, George Weah, W-E-A-H, once named African Player of the Century, and Vice President Joseph Boakai emerged as the top vote getters. Mr. Weah, with roughly 136,000 votes, was leading Mr. Boakai, who had 105,000 votes. And I spun off on this, hey, I have more Twitter followers combined than those two. If Russia can hack our election with fake news, what if we put the killer termites on spreading fake news about Liberia? Of course, we had to go. We'd go with the soccer star.
Sure.
The vice president, he's got to be corrupt. So if you want to spread awful stories across Facebook about Vice President Joseph Boakai of Liberia, just keep spreading those. Let's see if we could rig a Liberian election. I'm not selling it as well as it was selling me on that flight.
Sure.
And that was early on when I could read.
Yeah, that was. It looked like you had fun. Aside from the flight being so long, I didn't realize you had done that. I just don't know why you do that to yourself.
I know. I already made diamond.
Yeah,
I don't need to do it, but it accrues what I don't use.
No,
this
I understand
year.
why you do it. I don't understand why you do it after you do 2 nights, and especially the second night in Austin and getting drunk and hanging out and having fun. Why you would put yourself through that long, circuitous route just to get home.
So I didn't have to get up at 7 a.m. and miss a flight and then hope to get standby for a middle seat on that same route that I scheduled first class.
I knew there was a reason.
See?
You're diamond, but what am I, bottom feeder at this point?
Well, now at this point, I think I can make you silver.
Oh, thank God.
I don't know how they changed.
You did something for me to
rules.
where, but it doesn't kick in until 2018.
All right. It's, keep stealing your benefits. I surrounded myself this morning to do a morning podcast with all the things that annoy me. So I have CNN on. I have it was Colin Cowherd. Ugh. I try to take, I called Bingo. I go, I know you don't know who this guy is.
Oh, is this what you did?
I just wanted to see if the description worked, but Colin Cowherd's head looks like, I told Bingo, if, you know, the lady who got her face eaten by a chimpanzee.
Yeah, pulled off, yeah.
And then, after years of surgeries, they finally gave her a face transplant and she went on Oprah Winfrey. And oh my God, you have a face now. Colin Cowherd has a face like that. If it was a medical miracle, you'd go, oh, you look all right.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, he can get a job.
I can eat dinner in front of you, and if it's dimly lit.
They're staring at the guy with a limp and not me, finally.
Yeah, but if you just look like that, it looks like his nose was nailed onto his face by a carpenter and one eye's lower than the other.
Where the nail's like crooked.
And you need to get me back on the road because I came up with the last of your bit. You didn't even know the last of your bit.
Oh, which was?
Sweeping the...
Oh, that was a bit. I did a bit about the inspirational stories. I did it for the Charlie Brooker thing, and then realized I never used that on an album. It was about the face.
Did it air on Charlie Brooker?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Do you remember recording that out here in my car?
I remember recording parts of it out
You were
here.
in my car that I made for the parade, the Bisbee parade.
Oh, the
art
car.
the
Art car.
Fucking
Bratz.
that bit up like we're gonna fuck reading here in a minute, but
Well, I threw in a chunk that came across as heavily racist in that bit, and I tried to explain why it's not racist, and they weren't having it. Probably a good thing it's not on an album because
shit. It's in another country. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. All right, this is a good time for a break. Bingo,
Yep.
you're probably going to need another cocktail if you're going to
this is
read.
This is number 2, and I got to take a shit too. So should I do that?
All right,
Before I read?
we'll do. Yeah,
We'll drink and you
I'll take a
tidy
shit
up.
and then we'll read it in a minute.
You take a shit, and I will. I'll do what I like calling keeping the lights on around here.
You know about the perks that come with owning your own business, like financial freedom, being your own boss, and having more control of your time. But maybe you're just not sure where to start. All of this can be yours when you open a UPS Store franchise. The UPS Store has over 35 years of franchising experience and was just ranked the number 4 top franchise to own by Entrepreneur Magazine's 2017 Franchise 500 list. The UPS Store offers stability, the support and reputation of a world-renowned brand, and a proven business model with all the training and marketing support you need to make your entrepreneurial dream come true. Stores are available in large and small markets across the country, and their franchising experts will help you find a location that's just right for you. Plus, there's financing for those who qualify and special programs for military veterans. The time to promote yourself to business owner is now. Visit the UPS Store franchising.com/Stanhope to get started today.
One more time.
Visit the UPS Store franchising.com/Stanhope.
James, have you ever used Eros Guide for hookers on the road?
Eros Guide, that sounds interesting. What is it?
Eros Guide is where, in my later stage of getting hookers via computer, I would go to Eros Guide. They have hookers in every major metropolitan area.
So, is this like
It tells you what
Craigslist?
gives you pictures, tells you what they're into.
Right,
how
because
much
I'm
they
tired
cost.
of going to Craigslist and finding these skanky hookers. Is there a
talk
better
to?
place
Hey,
to
your
go?
face isn't really pixelated. Get out of my Motel 6.
How much to just talk for 3 months?
All right, I'll give you $250 an hour, but I get to live on your couch for a year and a half.
And believe me, you'll be paying me that back.
Did you say no? I like what you did. I respect that. Can I do some laundry at your house? It's just this jacket and cap. All right, that's a plug from James Inman. Now back to the podcast, already sort of in progress. All right, this is how we close out the year. Road dates, major markets. How about Portland, October 23rd and 24th at the Star Theater, the same place we played last time. The scene of the crime, the home of the shame. We'll never talk about the last time we were there, but that was after the show, wasn't it? October 26th. All Things Comedy live podcast at the Orpheum Theater. We're the only people playing the Orpheum Theater I've noticed in that whole lineup. Ari Shaffir, Bill Burr, Bert Kreischer, all these major fucking acts are playing at the Comedy Club. We're playing at 1,000 fucking seater. Us. 1,000 seater. Get there early in case you want a really shitty seat, because as many open seats, it's gonna be like a fucking Jacksonville Jaguars Week 15 fucking gig, which is fine because my audience are fucking.
Should we get tarps and cover the back, the back seats?
Yeah, I'll be playing at fucking Sun Devils Stadium. Please show up. Everyone else is at that fucking comedy club from Bar Rescue.
Hey, how
30-seater.
How come the comedy club sold out in 3 minutes? Because there's only 18 seats.
That'll just make it more fun.
Oh, my God,
If
I
it makes
can't
me
wait.
surly, it makes it more fun.
Yeah.
November 9th, Chicago at the Portage Theater. November 10th, Philadelphia at the Trocadero. November 13th, Seattle, Washington at the Neptune Theater. 2 nights at Cobb's Comedy Club. November 14 and 15 in San Francisco at Cobb's. And I think we're going to try to rope Fat Mike from NoFX onto a podcast. If not, we're just going to do some heavy drinking. But he says he's around. Washington, D.C., the last show of the year. D.C. at the State Theater, November 17th. And then, then we'll rewire shit for 2018. And yes, I will be going overseas in every direction next year. Details to come. How are you going to know first? Get on the mailing list. Because when you give me shit, hey, it's sold out, I guess. Well, that's because you're not on the mailing list. Because they find out first. So, DougStanhope.com, get on the mailing list, and you'll find out first before I start tweeting relentlessly for the shows that didn't sell out. Someone sent Tom Knopka a table. Oh, you get a name?
No, you got another thing.
Oh, all right. Well, that's just came today. Oh, nope. Sorry. Air conditioning. I got it. Yeah, no, someone sent him that table in a wooden box. It's like a wooden...
I haven't seen it. It's like a...
Oh, that's the one I said it looked like it was packing ordnance. You came up with the big word. He opened it. Yeah, is this really cool? I don't know what kind of wood, but it was, like when they take a slice out of a tree.
Oh, that's right. It's a deadfall tree. So it's salvaged wood. And
it's cool as shit.
We should plug that guy. We'll talk about it next time Tom's on the podcast. Yeah. We'll talk about it. But yeah, Tom gets stuff here. The 212 Van Dyke, Bisbee, Arizona, 85603.
And then the email that you got from some, I don't even look it up.
Yeah.
It says, hey, our anniversary is coming up. Will you call my husband again?
Like you did before when it was really cool and unique? Lightning strike twice?
Evidently, I drunk dialed someone once and he didn't answer his phone. So I left him a voice message and now she goes, well, now it's our anniversary. I can't think of anything. We're not really materialistic people. So I thought, you're also not creative because you want the same fucking thing again. I already did it.
I stare at him every day for 10 years and I can't think of anything. How about two total strangers brainstorm? I'm like, what the fuck? What are we going to do?
When he read that out loud to me, I said, did you just say call again? And Chaille says, yep. That's what they want. More. Always more. There's a chapter in my book. That's not what I'm going to read. But a part of the book about the guy that wants more.
My dad used to put me on the phone when people selling shit would call. When I was verbiturating, which means you're just talking nothing.
It's basically with mental illness. Verbigeration is speaking in tongues, basically.
Yeah. And he used to stick me on the phone all of the time for people selling shit.
Like phone solicitors calling.
I didn't know what I was doing. I was just inviting him to dinner and I didn't know what I was doing.
You're trying to close a sale.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo
was on the board. Ding!
Bingo, when she first moved here, bald Bingo, when she's crazy, was at its apex.
Yeah.
Would be in line at Safeway and calling the dollar store to see if they're still open. She goes, is the dollar store still open? And I go, why don't you give them a call? And I'd hand her a banana and she'd make loud phone calls into it. And everyone, like the checkers, would think we're goofy and making a joke. And she used to talk on that banana a lot.
If I was in Sherry's lane, she would have grabbed the banana and started talking herself.
Here, let me say hi. There was something
inside baseball.
There was something you used to say, Doug, that would throw Bingo into. She would repeat something verbatim every time.
Yeah, but she knows how to do that. That was something that.
Well, yeah, because she did it millions of times.
What is it?
I kind of remember. I don't know what it is, but I kind of remember. Don't little bonnet and look in Nipsky on don't bottle skin on one and
That's it.
But she would do it like. I think
there was a trigger word or something.
It was rolling dice, a number 2, or
I can't remember what it was, but I used to just go.
We played Yahtzee or something. I don't know.
We would be anywhere. We'd be after the show.
But there was a trigger.
Yeah, there was. I can't remember what it was.
I can't either.
Yeah, it was that time when I was living in Tampa, and we had that one picture.
Yeah, it's a Where's Waldo picture.
It's a waterfall landscape. This, it's like a poster. So I 11 by 17 and it's framed. And there was just one thing about the picture, and the way it was explained to me from my gal at the time was like, there's something in this picture that doesn't fit. And I'm fucking combing this thing. I'm looking for every little thing.
It's literal needle in a haystack.
It's like, but it's so vague.
Do you know what it was? Because I remember what it was.
But it was so vague that it's like there's something in here that doesn't belong, and it's all nature and a waterfall and leaves and trees, and you can't even see the sky. There's everything's just all just
Cluttered.
And I fucking couldn't find it forever. And finally, Jody goes, I go, just fucking tell me. And she points to it. And then you guys were in town, in Tampa.
Bingo's meds not quite
Bingo's
up to
meds were
par.
And you said to her, can you find something in this picture? Doesn't mind. She fucking put her finger right on it. I was like, what the? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah.
What was it?
M&M's Peanuts wrapper.
Yep.
Just
and in the midst of a fucking an area littered with leaves.
It's so teensy
tiny, yeah. But you fucking put your finger on it like you took the picture. Blew me away. That was classic bald bingo back then.
Well, I think I was.
You slept in the dog cage.
Crate.
You slept in the dog crate.
I remember that.
Yeah, I think we have a picture of me sleeping in the bed with the dog and Bingo's curled up in the dog's crate. It was a big dog, just for the listener. I don't know, with all the Harvey Weinstein shit. I don't want to. I didn't have her like locked in. It was a giant crate with it was a comfy place. There's days on the road where I would have been happy to have that rather than trying to sleep over a stick shift.
Well, much like the dog, it is comforting to know that you're safe.
Yeah,
and I think that was kind of what you. I think you went in there
that's
as a
what
lark.
she was looking for.
Well, I think it was a lark, but
medication. It was a real rough time.
When you went in there, I think you realized this ain't so bad. It's like they can't get at me except this one way.
I remember it was not a negative thing. It was very positive.
Yeah, you were kind of sleeping in the crack of the bed in the little house this morning and only halfway up. Oh. So, yeah. All right, you ready to read?
Ah, shit.
Hey, we both have books.
I know. But I'm just a bad reader.
I'm having to do that now where they're starting to schedule press for the book. It comes out, by the way, Bingo's book, just keep an eye out for it. It's coming out. I don't know when hardcovers are coming out. It's going to go out. The ebook, I think, is going out first. Just keep an eye on
like your Kindle
Bingaman on the Amazon or
What's
whatever.
the name of it, Bingo?
Let Me Out is the name of the book, and Are You Amused is the name of the record that goes with the book.
The record will come out around the same time.
Yeah.
And that was
on
done
iTunes and shit I don't understand.
That was recorded at the same time that you were going through a lot of this.
The record was recorded a little bit later, but it was
recorded around the time that she was bald and sleeping in dog crates.
Yeah. Robin came here.
But the music is based on a lot of the shit from the book.
We wrote the entire record, me and Robin did, in 7 days. Because he came out to visit, and we only had 7 days to do it, and we got it done.
I remember you calling me from that. I put you up in some hotel.
Yeah, you did.
And you're amazed by what was it? Do you know? Is it the phone in the bathroom? Because I remember my first. There's a phone in my bathroom, and I called my mother from where your Tracy's from, Grand Junction, Colorado.
Yeah,
the Hilton there. And I go, I'm talking to you from a phone in a bathroom. But that was like 1991 or something. This was 2006. You're going, there's a phone in the bathroom.
My tits are on TV.
There's pillowcases. I can't believe it. Anyway, so my book comes out. This Is Not Fame comes out December 5th. I already texted Rogan myself without a publicist trying to be a go-between between me and my friends.
No pod calling?
No pod calling. I realized how irritating that would be. The first time I did pod calling, I go, well, like if there was one Twitter guy that's going to do it, it's a funny idea, but I don't want fucking Rogan getting 1,000 fucking tweets. Hey, Doug Stanhope talked to you about, he's asking you a question and I don't listen to podcasts when I'm home. I only listen to them on the road. I don't know how to get them at home. You know how to get them. All right, Ichabod's here. All right, so yeah, don't worry. We'll be pushing a lot of book, but pre-ordering is very important for me. Bingo's self-published. She doesn't need to make a fucking seller list. They'll just buy hers. We know it. But this is not fame. Pre-order it.
And there'll be a link on the show notes here where you can get the link to Doug's book. That gets us credit, as well as when Bingo's link becomes available, we'll tweet it and it'll be available as well. And you can also get signed copies at DougStanhope.com. Pre-order.
Yeah, and the Audible will come out afterwards. Depending on if you fucking pre-order this, yeah, we'll definitely do Audible. But we gotta get some numbers for this hard copy.
And the price on the book.
Please explain.
I was asking Hennigan, what we should do, because I don't really know what everything's costing and stuff. And then we were discussing it, and he goes, just charge whatever.
Someone bitched. We're not getting these pennies on the dollar. We're paying what you pay to sell you signed copies. If you want a signed copy off the site, we're paying what you paid.
Yeah.
And then we have to have it shipped to us, sign it, and then ship it back. So we ain't doing that for nothing.
Yeah.
There's a reason no one helps you move if you're a big reader.
We're job creators. We got both Tracy and Denise are able to make a little bit of money by what we do at the store. And, that's part of it, everyone. So, and we're in the process of streamlining some of the postal stuff, so some of those issues will go away. But, Hennigan said, basically, fuck them. Charge more.
Charge more.
And that's where it's at right now. It's reasonable. But
it's less than a stolen Bible.
Yeah.
You buy those fucking things.
And we usually throw stuff in with them, too.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
All right, Bingo, you want to flip a coin to see who goes first?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's flip a coin.
Hold on, I got it right here.
Now flip a cigarette pack. All right, go ahead. Call it in the air.
Call it in the air. It's starting up, heads up. Ready?
Okay. Tails, and tails.
Heads it is!
God damn it. What does that mean? I get to choose?
No, I
Doug
get
gets
to
to
choose.
Okay. Well, what do you choose?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. I've got...
Don't worry. This is the whole point of this is we suck at reading.
Well, if you say that, I'm okay with it because we fucking blow at this.
Well, that's the whole
That's
point
the
of
whole
this.
point of this combat. Who's going to suck more when it comes to actually sitting down to record this?
The last
They
one.
don't have to cut out your smoker's hack.
Okay,
So you got that on me.
There's no phlegm gurgle.
Yeah.
With mine, I have two, but you picked them out. So which one should I do?
Do
The
the
first one?
do the hardcore one. That even choked me up a little bit.
All
but
right, I'll do the hardcore one. Okay,
When you're ready. And what part of the book is this?
if you don't know, Bingo's book is a diary of what she wrote in the moment when she woke up locked up in a rural Wyoming mental institution. So these are notes and stories she wrote along the way. We're just doing paragraphs here.
Yeah.
You have to read the whole thing, but that's a good chunk right there.
If I can read it, okay. Are we ready for this?
Yeah, you're just new and getting accustomed to
This
being
one's-
in a fucked up mental hospital.
This
against your
paragraph
will.
is in the beginning of the book. I was just locked up. Okay, we ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Okay. I prayed this evening. I got down on my exposed knees that this outrage of a hospital gown will never cover. A gown that I have vowed to wear every day that I am here, so when you all look at me, you will see the amount of dignity I've been left with. Not enough to cover a breast or a knee. I got down on my knees and prayed this evening to a God, a placebo, a sham, thy who owes me nothing, for I have given it back the same. And I have given it nothing, for it does not exist. First sign of mental illness, religion. That's delusional. That's hallucinational. That's maniacal. That's foolish and altogether awry. But I got down on my knees and prayed an amazing grace to the amazing who do not believe. All right.
First of all, you read it a bunch of times while we were doing the first half of this
That's
podcast.
true. Yeah.
I want to.
Well, pre-read is part of it.
I just want to assassinate you and just open up a page and go read now. At the end, Chad Shank is going to be reading both of our books.
You're probably right.
Oh, that would be so funny. Like without an announcement, mid-sentence during Bingo's audiobook, all of a sudden just goes into Chad reading the rest of the sentence or the rest of the paragraph. Those who get it, get it.
Chad will be reading a piece of her book because she has an
pick.
excerpt from a book that she had
Borges'
read.
book. Yeah, and he's going to read that for me.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he's in it.
All right, this is just from the intro of my book. Since two of the three of you are here, and one of you we were just mocking for gouging you. This is just the intro where I explained to those who don't know who everyone is. Here are some of the main people who will come in and out of these stories. Amy Bingo, Ace, already fucked up. Amy Bingaman, known in this book as Bingo, is my gal pal of nearly 12 years as of this writing. She has a history of mental illness and being adorable. She is the soul and the muse of the operation, and occasionally the monkey wrench in the gears when her brain goes bad on her. Ggreg Chaille, only known as Chaille anywhere in the civilized world, is the tour manager. He's known as my tour manager as that is his one job, managing the tours. He also produces, edits, and co-hosts the podcast, runs the website, packages and ships the merchandise from said website, as well as selling it on the road. He also drives the van, sets the GPS for the next town's gig and hotel, gets us breakfast, makes sure that the gig has sound, green room booze, and that we get paid afterwards when we're too drunk to see. He also finds the shortest route from the green room to where I can smoke, and makes sure I have a stool on stage for my drink. He mules our drugs in his anus, even though they're usually over-the-counter drugs for heartburn or seasonal allergies. At home, he's currently fixing the Christmas lights after making me fish sticks. His hobbies include gassing up the cars, picking up my friends from the airport, and running the sound and lights for comics and bands that perform at parties at the house. He'll even fill in on most instruments on any given jam band playing at the house, so long as he can get time away from his one job, tour manager. And finally, Brian Hennigan, known mostly as Hennigan in this book, is a filthy, uncut Scotsman. He's my business manager, who manages business things like book deals, television appearances, and booking touring dates. That means he forces us to make money. He's evidently sometimes a prick about this with booking agents and in other business dealings, but we try to ignore his barbarous and impolite tactics. Too often on the road, Chaille has been confused for Hennigan because of the common manager title. Hennigan has the benefit of being able to hide his fancy lad Scottish accent when he only has to communicate his boorish vitriol via email. Then when Chaille shows up at the gig, the local booker assumes Chaille was the asshole the booker had to deal with in order to hire me. Chaille gets all the dirty looks that Hennigan has earned. Chaille doesn't do any of the bookings. He's only got the one job, and that keeps him busy enough. I feel like the tension swelling in my neck as I try.
I'll call Audible and tell them we have 1.5 pages down. But we might have to cut them over.
But you'll learn all the tricks is pause rather than suck air, pause between sentences, and they'll take those spots out and make it sound like you're just really actually saying shit.
I mean, that we will have someone directing.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, I mean, we're not showing too much behind the curtain here. There's a lot of production that goes along with these. That's why sometimes you hear fucking the audio quality change when you listen to an audiobook, because they've realized, fuck, we already wrapped and there's this sentence can't be used, and you hear it punch in, like when punching in in music. Yeah, you do it, and you just can't get that exact sound because maybe this guy recorded it another studio somewhere. But there's a lot of production, and that's the great advice: is that don't rush it. Take your time because someone else, that's their job to go through and make this seamless.
Let me read your second one. Do you want to read it?
You
want to read it? Go ahead, because that one's going to be tougher for you.
No, I don't mind. I'm just saying, let me read it so I can take a shit. I still didn't take a shit yet.
You were supposed to take a shit
I know.
when we took a break.
I was drinking a cocktail, goddammit. Okay. Ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Keep all of those in the audio book.
I got it coming out of the
I
other
remember
end.
when we read Becker and I in the early days, early 90s, when I found out that Audio Adventures, and we'd rent books on. We got Naked Lunch was somehow
Burroughs?
William Burroughs was somehow in a Flying J truck stop. Audio Adventures, you know, and that had to be back when editing, you actually cut tape.
Oh, that was, yeah.
And
Splicing.
you could hear him. He's almost impossible to listen to. I don't know. The best writers, Bukowski, fucking Hunter, Burroughs, speaking. That's why they were great writers, because he couldn't fucking talk. And we could listen to Burroughs coming on and off the nod, like where heroin's kicking in, and then he'd be, next chapter he's all chipper, but that was half the fun. The fucking book doesn't make any sense anyway. So. Fucking wicked overrated. Great parts. He had good parts. Go ahead, Bingy.
Okay. Are you ready for this? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. She began to decipher for me how Dr. Wheeler is old school.
Okay, yeah, set it up.
I was going to say, where does this lie?
Okay, she is a nurse who talked to me about what my next appointment with... Oh, shit, I shouldn't say his name.
There you can. Fuck him.
Okay, I'll say his name on this. The name's changed in the book, but...
All right.
Just say what it is.
Yeah, just say what it is, because
basically someone's giving you advice on how to approach your next session with the doctor.
Actually,
exactly.
use the name that's in his book, because I changed when I had to change one of my names in my book. I changed it to that name.
You did, didn't you? I remember that.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that name either, because if the lawyers hear this, they'll go, "Which name is
say
it?"
the name here?
Yeah, just
Read
say any name.
read it like it's on the page.
Okay, this is all right. Okay.
But so you're still confused. You're gonna.
I'm very confused. She is the nurse that's helping me in how I should present myself for.
Okay, that's
how
in
to
the text.
navigate
Go ahead. Yeah.
Right.
the
Exactly.
bullshit that you're in.
Exactly.
Here's what's about to happen to you, Bingo, is what she's saying. Go ahead.
She began to decipher for me how Dr. Wheeler is old school, how he likes things to run his way, hadn't noticed, how he likes to be referred to as doctor, interjection, fuck old school, moving on. Angel informed me my next meeting with Dr. Wheeler shall be tomorrow morning. She went on to give me advice on how not to get banished from my own therapy session as I did earlier today. Her tips as follows. A, be very respectful to Dr. Wheeler at all times and at all costs. B, always refer to him as doctor. C, bathe before the meeting, look tidy and clean. D, do not wear that dress you came in wearing. Well, I'm sorry. I must have packed the wrong black tie affair wear in my emergency crazy duffel bag. Sir Doctor Wheeler, sir, your greatness. Can you deliberate any other possible way I may be able to accommodate you more efficiently during my stay here at your lovely resort? Seeing as how doing time in this 24-hour day spa has relaxed and abated me to the point I can utterly relinquish myself to and for you, your grandeur. You're fucking kidding me, right?
Okay, this is what it's going to be. This is how both our books, or this is how your book will
That's
sound.
good, Bingo. I like that.
This is how your book's going to sound.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Chad Shank. I'm Amy Bingaman. We always refer to him as Doctor.
Don't worry, we'll work on you about how to hit beats.
Okay. I don't know those guys.
Don't worry. See, that's for the listener. That's what it sounds the first time you try to read your own fucking book on tape, and then after 27 takes, it's gonna sound like a completely different thing.
Okay.
I was just testing myself.
Yeah, what are you doing? You
Can
open
you
one
read-
page.
I
to
just
see you
opened
read
to
it
a
cold?
page.
Yeah.
Can you read what you wrote for my book? Can you read that?
No. We're not giving it away
Yeah,
for free.
Jesus Christ, let's just
Okay,
fucking put it
okay.
I
online.
think our cocktails are drifting in
Do
too.
you
That's
know
always
my
a problem.
Only goal for my book coming out is financially is to make more than $8.72, which was the check that you kept on the refrigerator for 3 years.
No.
You can tell me if I'm wrong.
No, it was $10 even.
Okay.
The other check you're talking about, that was one of those residual checks that I sold in an eBay yard sale. We'll have one of those coming up probably in the winter.
But
it was $10. Someone sent me a check for $10
For what?
for a lyric for one of their songs.
Can you do the
yeah.
lyric?
And because I would always wake up and just rap ridiculous shit at bingo
me, I know.
in the morning. I
you
still
remember
do
it?
occasionally. Yeah, I remember it.
Say it. It's
Well,
so fucking
because I
good.
kept that check on the refrigerator because she had just finished her album.
Yeah.
So, but
And
she
he
didn't get paid for it. I got paid $10. And I just happened to have a fucking gem that morning coming off the toilet. And
Okay, come on,
so I gave him the lyric, "Nigga, please, I'll start a riot because I got omega-3s up in my diet."
And he was cooking eggs at the time. He was cooking me eggs. It was fucking crazy.
So I remembered that when I got the check in the mail, and I go, here's your lyric. And I am a professional songwriter now.
But
So I'd
you
rub it in her
rubbed that
face.
in my face. Right?
I didn't cash
if
the
I
check
make more than
for
$10,
10 years.
I'm gonna be
Or-
thrilled, and I'm gonna keep the
Yeah, then
check
you
up
get
on
to-
the goddamn refrigerator.
You get to make
to
him
say,
eggs.
Fuck you. Yeah, right. Right.
I don't think Carole King has anything to worry about. I knew I'd remember it halfway through because you often repeat that.
Can we play one of my songs for the end of
Yeah,
this
we'll
podcast?
close on one of your songs.
Okay, I know which one I want to do. It's just a fun one.
Which
The-
one?
We need to talk about playdraft.com.
Give me one of those block rockin' beats.
Block rockin'.
Oh, if you're doing another song, don't worry about it.
No, we have to talk about play draft. Honey, do you want to get into fantasy football?
Oh, go fuck yourself.
This is perfect. This is girlfriend fantasy football. On playdraft.com, you can go there, or just draft.com, or if you search in your app store draft, download the draft app, and you can actually go head to head. You can pick Doug or myself or Castle Rock. I'm Stanhope Podcast. Doug is Stanhope, and Castle Rock Kenny is Castle Rock. And you could challenge us to drafts head to head, 3-player, 4-player, 5-player, all the way up. It's as cheap as $1.
And
to get
it
into a draft.
is I was going to say chick friendly, but you know what? That's wrong. I do this to Tracy all the time now because Tracy is really into hockey, knows everything about hockey. And for years, we've talked about this where we have to go, what's the rule on that? How does it?
Hey, how come they blew the whistle? How come those? Yeah.
Can the guy just come in off the bench anytime? How do they do?
What's going on?
And so now I always refer to hockey as a chick sport to Tracy. So she starts to get upset, but she knows she's the only one that knows about hockey and she's
holds
a
all the
chick.
cards, yeah.
So it kind of befuddles her when I call it a chick sport.
I'm gonna
'Cause
freak you the fuck out. And do you remember when I was in a coma and I came out of the coma? I was picking shit on football like a mother.
people have been asking on Twitter.
I got everything fucking right.
You-
I just came out of a coma. I'll play this fucking shit.
6 weeks in a row. Your
I'll
lock
play
of the
this
week.
game.
All right.
I will play this game.
We're going on to week 7 coming up here.
All right.
And, Packers, it's game changer. Now, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? Aaron Rodgers made me some real good points in the last 6 weeks.
And then he fucked you.
Oh, I got fucked big time. But I did really good. I'm back. I'm back up. And
I lost one with fucking. See, that's why I have to figure out the rules of the scoring of what happens. Because fucking Drew Brees scored 52 points. The Saints scored, and my quarterback wasn't as good as someone else that didn't score 52 fucking points.
But it depends on the other players, because we usually do 5 players: quarterback, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end and a running back or something like that. But it all plays into there. So if you got a guy that's weak in those 5, even if your quarterback does good, another guy that you're playing against might have a good.
Well, I'm going to talk to Kreischer, because Kreischer's wicked into fantasy.
He'll be all over it.
He'll be at the All Things Comedy with me, and then I'll be on his. So I'll get the woodshedding about how the scoring works. But
dude, draft
play
start
with us.
Drafts start from just $1. So there's a draft for everyone. We're still in the beginners. Actually, I'm pretty close to getting out of beginners.
You might be out by now.
Week 6, I had 11 drafts.
Yeah, they give you like the first 20.
First 20.
You can do dollar head-to-heads to figure it out.
Look, if anything is clear, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing 6 weeks ago. And now we're like.
Well, at least I got it on my phone now.
You can grab
I didn't know how to delete shit from my phone to get the draft.com app.
Are we doing a commercial?
Yes, we're doing a commercial.
I'm sorry.
You already did the right thing. You said you're going to play. We'll let them know when you have a username. They'll invite you to drafts, and they'll come home to fucking...
You don't have to sit there. You're not tied to your phone. If you want to do a head-to-head with Doug or I, just put it on auto pick, because we'll figure it out when it comes up, and then you don't have to sit around and wait for it. If you want to wait, go ahead and wait. But when we finally join, we'll do it. It's going to be usually late at night and we're drunk.
You faggots. I'll pick my own goddamn thing. I got it.
Do that, or you can do you play real live snake drafts with other people, just like in the season.
Can we please stop and do
you want me to just?
No. I just want
will tell you
for
what
our
you're gonna say.
LGBT community.
She shouldn't have said
Bingo's had a traumatic brain injury, so occasionally she blurts out "faggot." And when I was a young songwriter, I used the N-word inappropriately, but I used the A at the end.
I fucked more women than you asshole.
Hold on a second. In LGBT is B brain injury?
LGBTBI.
There's 2 B's.
Lesbian, gay, traumatic brain injury.
Hey, come join us on Draft today. Download the app anytime. Just search Draft in your app store and join a game in minutes. Or play right from your computer on playdraft.com. Whatever you want.
Or you could maybe get a college scholarship and actually play football and do some fucking roids. But you're not going to do that. You're never going to be in the NFL. The closest you're going to get to the gridiron and fame and fortune is playing with us. For a limited time only, all new players get a free entry into a draft when you make your first deposit. You're going to keep doing that. What's the limited time?
Right now?
I'm sorry. As
far as we know, it's a limited time only.
All right. And soon it's going to be $1,000. Sorry, I hate this. That's why I wanted to do a morning podcast where I had all my fun. For a limited time only, all new players get a free entry into a draft when you make your first deposit. But you have to use my promo code, Doug, because all the other people that push this, well, their promo codes work too. You have to use my promo code.
No, we want our listeners to use our fucking promo code.
I know. Can't we just say that? We want you to use our promo code, Doug, because it's shorter than other people's.
Yes.
D-O-U-G. And I have to spell that out for a lot of my people. That's right. Play a real money game for free just using my promo code, Doug, on your first deposit on Draft. We couldn't make this longer if we had Bert Kreischer's wife.
Just search Draft in the App Store or go to playdraft.com and come play free with promo code Doug, D-O-U-G.
Nailed it.
You know what I was going to say is just, can I get your credit card to play for this? Because remember when I was in rehab and they asked me...
Yeah, I know. The bit's in my act.
Oh, okay, well, fuck.
Yeah, you haven't been on my fucking show.
I know. You have no
explain
bits.
to
You have to
people
use
that-
me because you got nothing. You got nothing.
Nothing
I'm
without you.
back. I'm alive. I'm ready to write your fucking bits. Jesus Christ.
VH1
For those
behind
of
the
you who
music.
have heard my act on the road, the part about bingo, yeah, that's the part I'm talking about. There's something evil here.
What do you want to do? You want to take a break? You want to close it?
Close out on bingo. What's the song?
Hold on, you get back to the mic.
Get back to my ding
No, if you're going to get a drink.
All right,
just-
I'm going to get a drink.
Yeah.
We're closing on our song. What's the song?
Sunday at the Ward. This is where I am it's a gospel tune and I'm the fucking preacher. So it's Sunday at the Ward.
Do you have permission to play it?
Yeah, of course.
No, we have to do that now.
Oh, really?
You have to ask me. I had her sign a lot of paperwork in the coma. Brain rehab was her signing a bunch of contracts. I'm your
Doug's
agent.
there like Radar O'Reilly. No. You're just yeah, here, initial here, and it's like me with like a Muppet stick on Bingo's hand, duct taped to a pen. Just mostly B's, but sometimes just an X. Make your mark.
All right, get back out and do the trash as you are contractually obligated to. And Chaille and I will play this out with a song from Bingo.
Can I get an amen? Amen! Religion, theology, creed, sacrifice, morality, superstition, prayer, spirituality, devotion, persuasion, rites, cult, mythology, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We are here today to praise and applaud, to glorify a great man. Amen! We are here today to give thanks to a deity, a God, a medical monopoly over all patients in Pilate's war. Good God Almighty! I want you to bow down. I said, I want you to bow down. Get on your knees and praise. Praise! Rejoice in thy doctor's name. Blessed be his word, his diagnoses. The great man who preaches the covenant behind lock and key. Amen!
Praise,
We're gonna praise him. For if you become the chosen ward of state and those doors slam behind you, you will witness each vowel and each consonant from that oh so sacred patient's Bill of Rights swiftly fall to the floor. Amen! Dr. Almighty will walk you into the light of ravishment and violation, past the wicker basket and confiscate all of your finances in collection along with your soul. Can I get a hallelujah?
hallelujah,
Can I get a hallelujah?
hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
I'm not going to wave any names, any numbers or dollar bills around in your presence, for I am without. I have no authority, no legal tender, no influential persons who will act upon my behalf, and I found you involuntarily. Amen! I am impotent to your omnipotence, and since I am not permitted to state your name for the record in front of this congregation,
because of doctrine, because of dogma, because of unfortunate common law. I will say mine, Amy Christine Bingaman, one of 1,000 names to fall through your dirty crack after being shoved into this disabled system. Amen! Amy Christine Bingaman, one of 1,000 names that should haunt your every synapse each time you lock your front door. Amy Christine Bingaman, but you would only know me as patient number 1011031.
You would only know me as patient number 1011031.
You will soon remember me, and I'll make for goddamn sure you'll remember the other patients I was locked up with, some that wept upon merely hearing your glorious name. Amen! 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 We are gathered here today to hypothesize this divinity of doctors in the vein of his very teachings, in the pain of his preachings. Amen! I want you all to bend over that there hospital bed and let the almighty doctor, you know who the fuck you are, do what he does best. Penetrate the sick and the weak with implement far more disturbing than his cock. Amen! Bend over and allow him to finger fuck your soul without a solitary drop of lubrication in the name of his profession, in the name of reverence for a fellow human being. Praise thy befouled doctor, this revolting specimen of man.